Hi, I'm Joy, and this is Mystic Joy to the World. I'm not a traditional tarot reader if you're new here. I'm just here to channel a message from Spirit, whatever you need to hear today. So, calling on the Holy Spirit to direct this reading. It's interesting. I think someone's ancestor wants to come through tonight. Really, well, I felt called to grab the Pharaoh's Oracle deck. So this may not be specifically an ancestor that you knew in this physical world in this lifetime. This might be, oh, we've got Thoth coming through. Hi, Thoth. This may just be from your lineage, right? Way back. There's some ancient knowledge that wants to come through. We're going to pull 4, Spirit. 2. That was 3. Nope. I said no, and it's like yes. Okay. So our first 4 out, we've got fire. Who was I listening to earlier? There's another reader, Dylan from My Soul. It's Maisol. If you follow him on YouTube, he was talking about the mastery of the fire energy earlier today. So it's so interesting that fire came out. Let's see what this reading, what this message is coming through. So we've also got projection, concerns, and sacrifice. I'm just noticing how the sacrifice is looking backwards. This in this image here, you're looking backwards, and it almost feels like a step stool. I know this looks like a tower, right? But notice how straight and upright this fire being is standing, right? You have withstood the fire. Look at that. You've withstood the fire, and you're now moving forward to the future. And it seems like there's going to be some projection from others as you do this, as you climb to the top of that tower, as you're like a phoenix rising from the ashes. You might have had to burn certain things to the ground, right? This is the sacrifices that we have to make. Old mindsets. Right? Fire burns, but it's also beautiful and has so many purposes. And the purpose of your sacrifice was to burn away the old way of looking at things so you could stand on top of a sturdy foundation. Look, he's standing perfectly upright. There was concerns projected on you by your lineage, maybe other people in your immediate family, maybe people that came before you, that you would not be able to make the sacrifice to rise above, to tame that fire. Or not to tame it, because fire isn't meant to be tamed, but it can be guided, right? So I know with wildfires, sometimes they will start a controlled burn to then contain the fire so that it doesn't wildly spread, right? Even here, these flames on top of this tower here, this sacrifice that you had to make, these are contained. This is a controlled burn. So there's something about learning to control that fire energy within you. And there may have been people projecting their concerns with your ability to do this. There's a couple, there's a duo. It may not be a couple, but there's 2 people here with the projection. I'm noticing both of these figures here. Why were they so concerned that you would not be able to do it? Okay, why were they so concerned? Why is there this projection there? Victory. There's like an alien on here. This is the Oracle of Pharaohs. How interesting. See, even the pharaohs knew. This alien figure here is just making me think of not a physical alien being, but something that is foreign to you, right? So controlling your fire, maybe no one in your lineage has ever done that. Most people, rather than make the sacrifices, they will project onto others. Oh, well, you know, finding excuses for their own behavior rather than self-reflection. So they were concerned that you wouldn't be able to that you wouldn't be victorious. Let's read this from the book here, this victory. So the victory card, number 20, point of realization. Targets can be reached and ambitions realized. Although this appears to be most encouraging, the benefits will be in proportion to the efforts we have made in the past. We have to remember nothing comes from nothing. This is an excellent card to find in connection with academic possibilities and examinations of all kinds. It also sets the tone for some time ahead, since our current attainments create secure foundations on which we can build in the future. Our victories are hard won. Let none take them from our grasp. Yes. So whoever was projecting, it doesn't matter, right, Spirit? Like, not that I don't care about them, but leave that. If people are projecting on you, maybe Spirit just wants you to be aware of that. But don't waste your energy focusing on who might have been projecting on you and not thinking that you were going to have victory and be able to make the sacrifices and be able to tame that inner fire. It doesn't matter. It's just like, okay, well, maybe this is Spirit's way of giving you a little closure, because maybe you won't get closure from them. Maybe they're never going to admit to you that they were projecting. So maybe Spirit's like, yeah, you're right, but don't worry about it. Okay, so you've learned how to channel your fire. You've learned how to direct it. You've learned how to make the sacrifices to rise from the fire like a phoenix and direct it where you want it to light things up. Maybe using your fire as a light, as a beacon, as passion rather than destruction. So what is the recommendation? What is the collective doing with this fire? The royal chariot. Whatever you want. You're going to do whatever you want with it. So what do you want? Maybe this is the first time in your family lineage that, because no one else was able to channel that firepower like you can, that you've been gifted the royal chariot. You've been gifted this option of take your pick. Now that you can channel and focus that energy, fire is strong, it's powerful, right? So now that you're able to direct it where you want it to go, where do you want it to go? I feel like I want to pull regular tarot on that royal chariot. What direction are they going with this royal chariot? And chariot is fast, like it's coming in fast. So maybe getting to victory, right, is going to require you to make some choices quickly. I just heard in a book, David Epstein, he wrote a book called Inside the Box. And it's about how constraints make us better. and haven't finished it yet. So far, so good. Really good points in there. But one of the things he talks about is think slow, act fast. And that's kind of what this is giving me here. This royal chariot, it's a fast moving energy. But if you notice, on top of her head, the crown is very level. It's, you know, it's even keel. I don't ever say that. I don't know where that came from. But if you notice, like, it almost looks like she could balance something up there. She's so balanced in her crown chakra, her ability to make decisions from a perfectly balanced place between her intellect and her intuition. Okay, so in what area of life here is this royal chariot showing up for the collective? The Page of Pentacles. Oh, this is actual, tangible resources. It's your money. That's your finances. Okay. So think slow, act fast. For that Page of Pentacles, what else, Spirit? What do you want them to know? I really want some clarification on that alien over there. Oh my God, really? Just went flying. Ugh. Okay, we've got the Empress and the Seven of Wands that flipped. The rest of the cards didn't flip, so I'm only taking the ones that flipped. So this Seven of Wands is the victory card. You are successfully fighting off any opposition. So the projection and the concerns of others, them wondering, ooh, this is a very foreign thing for this family member of mine or whatever it is, to be able to make the sacrifices and stand on business, right? To burn away the things and make the sacrifices that didn't serve you, so you can stand on top of this tower, right? And control that fire. This is successfully doing it. Standing on top. All those other wands are trying to get to him, and he's fighting them off successfully. And we've got a 7 there. We've got a 7 here with the concerns card, and we've got a 7 for the royal chariot. So you've got 777, which is luck. And here it is. Here's your luck coming in. The Page of Pentacles. It's brand new. The page is brand new, right? And Pentacles, material wealth. And it's coming in fast because you're now in the position to make those aligned decisions and to take that action. And what is the result? The Empress. The Empress. The boss. Look, she's got a tiara of stars. Can you see this? A tiara of stars. She knows she's royalty. This royal chariot, right? It comes in quick. Those pentacles come in quick. And then you get to sit back like royalty because you've done the work. You know what's funny? This Empress, even though she is relaxing, I'm feeling this fire card in her, right? She's chilling, but she's not like slumped back. She's paying attention to what's going on around her. Like, she is sitting very upright, and she's got her scepter in her hand, right? But there's a ball on top. Like, here I am. I'm the Empress. I've done the work. I know how to channel my fire, but watch out, because if someone messes with the Empress, you're gonna get it. You see? But she's very kind, you know. She's not going to do that unprovoked. This is so funny. This is a funny message, Spirit. Whoever you are, I love this. You are a spitfire. Let me know. Okay. What an interesting message. Okay, so can we find out? I know I said I didn't want to dive back into that energy, but I feel like it's almost, these two cards are just sitting here, kind of like, annoying. Like they won't leave me alone, you know? They're like distracting. It's like a dark shadow in the corner. It just kind of lingers, you know? And I'm just noticing behind the Empress here, there's some shadowy trees just lingering in the background. I know they say you don't pick your family, right? So maybe it's not, maybe you recognize that they have projected their concerns out of love. It might be out of love, so you're not cutting them off, but you don't need to accept the projection either, you know? You can see the concerns, okay, you know. Maybe you were worried that this was way too far out there, right? That I wouldn't achieve this victory. Maybe this is what you're thinking. Maybe these people are just projecting their concerns because out of love for their family, you know? They just want to keep you protected. Oh, King of Wands. You are protected. This King of Wands energy, wow. Okay, you must have some type of military leader in your lineage somewhere. If it's not in your immediate family, like someone, a family figure that's a very strong, authoritative presence, that's what this is. That's what this feels like. They're ready to protect you. They're ready to protect this Empress because they've seen that you've done the work. So you have nothing to fear. Don't worry about the shadows. Don't worry about the concerns and the projections. You're past all that, okay? You're past all that. You learned how to make the sacrifices and channel that fire. You are successful, right? With the victory here and the Seven of Wands, you're successful. And this is, if this isn't a living person in your family, this is like an ancient from your lineage, like someone in your family way back there. This might be from Egyptian times. Maybe you're related to a pharaoh and he means business. And he's like, finally, this one, that one's going to learn how to channel the fire. That one's going to set our lineage free from whatever this struggle was. And the sacrifices that you have had to make, they're going to look different for everybody. So is this just a mindset of the way that your family has been operating? Is this eradicating limiting beliefs? Is this believing in yourself enough to take the victory? Maybe they were waiting for someone strong enough to go through the fire, right? To go through the fire, not be afraid to get burned a little bit, you know, to be able to stand on top. And you did it. Or you're about to do it. You might be in the middle of it. And as you do, here comes the Page of Pentacles. And you claim your Empress energy. And this King of Wands, this authoritative military presence, This royal presence is now bringing in the chariot. It's like, let's go. He's so proud of you. Oh my gosh. And he's, don't worry about the naysayers, okay? He's protecting you. Look, he's got his fist clenched, like he's ready for business. He's ready to fight for the family line. He's ready to fight for you. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay, final message, Spirit. What an interesting read today. I feel like this went all over the place, but it's a beautiful chaos, which is so funny. I just picked up my daughter from summer camp and the theme was chaos. And they did pranks and stuff all week. It was really cute. I love this summer camp. But there's something about facing the chaos, right? Like fire is chaotic, and toughen it through anyways. Okay, and out comes the King of Cups, the Hanged Man upright, which is awesome because you made the decision. You're not the Hanged Man anymore. You made it through. You made the decision. You're not stuck. You're glowing, in fact. Look at that orb around his head. You're glowing. You know why? Because you tamed the fire, and now the fire is coming through you in a channeled, productive way, rather than just being crazy and pulling you in all different directions in life. You learned how to use it. So now you're glowing. And he looks so certain, you know? And the King of Cups, emotional mastery. Emotional mastery. Oh, I just got chills. This is you, the King of Cups, the fire energy. You learned how to channel it. Yes! And the Knight of Pentacles, and it took a while. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow, enduring energy. This did not happen overnight. And notice how it's a dark horse. You had to work through the projections and the concerns of others. It might have taken a while. The projection might have been doubt, you know? Oh, I don't know. No one in our family has ever done something so out there. Or why are you changing things? We don't do things like that. You know, you've had to work through the projections and the concerns. You've had to ride that dark horse, tame it, right? Rise through the fire, stand on top, emotionally master. When the emotion comes up, learning how to channel it. And you did it. You did it, and now you're glowing in your Empress energy. You're glowing like this, like the tiara of stars. You're glowing like a star. I love this for you. I love this for you. All right, that's your reading. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Peace out, world.